I've done a few videos showing you how to maximize your home theater experience, and the one comment I always see is do some stereo setups next. So today, my two-channel fans are getting my full attention. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these system building videos, so for this one, I want to keep things more budget friendly, so I'm using a budget limited to $1,500 all in for a two-channel setup. Now, you could go the easy route and build a system around a pair of powered speakers. Heck, it's probably what I would do, especially on such a limited budget. Pick up a pair of Kanto speakers, something from the new Aura or Ren line, or maybe splurge just a little for the Klipsch 7s and just call it a day. The Kanto speakers are going to run you less than $700, and the 7s are just under $1,200. You get great sound, HDMI, built-in DACs, and wireless connectivity. With HDMI EARC, you can even connect your system to a TV. It honestly doesn't get much easier than that. But we don't want to disappoint all the real audiophiles watching with something so simple, which is why today each system will include a pair of speakers, a power amplifier, preamplifier, or an integrated amplifier, as well as a source component of some type to create a more, quote, traditional hi-fi system. This time, there will be no AV receivers. While I still firmly believe using a receiver in a two-channel system is just a great way to go, and you get a ton of performance, often for less. I'm not trying to start any beef here. So I'm here to please. So AVRs, they're out this round. And again, quick reminder, we have a total budget of $1,500. I'm kicking things off with an absolute banger system. If you've been relying on your computer's built-in speakers, a pair of earbuds or headphones, or maybe an all-in-one smart speaker like a single portable Sonos or JBL party speaker, or maybe one of those Marshall guitar amp inspired speakers, this system should be a major upgrade. I'm choosing our 2024 budget speaker of the year, the ELAC Debut 3.0 two-way bookshelf speaker. At $499 for the pair, the ELAC speakers represent not only a fantastic value, but their performance up and down the frequency range. I'm talking bass to treble is way better than their asking price would lead you to believe. And I'm going with Rotel's A8 integrated amplifier, also at $499, and already, right there, we have a solid hi-fi starter system at $998. It's easy to use, and best of all, it doesn't take up a lot of space. But since we still have over $500 in our budget, we can add a WIM Ultra at $329. Now, I'm speccing the WIM Ultra for one particular reason, HDMI. This lets you connect the Rotel ELAC system to a television, which for me, it's always a plus. Not only can you enjoy music at a higher level, but you can also use your system to watch television and movies. The sound's going to be way better than anything you've experienced through your TV's built-in speakers. Of course, if you're a purist who doesn't want HDMI, you can save a little money and go with the WIM Pro Plus at $219, or just the WIM Pro at $149. Both are solid products, though you will sacrifice, a little flexibility. Depending on which WIM you get, this system is going to run you somewhere between $1,150 and $1,300, which leaves you, a little bit left over for accessories or things like speaker stands and cables. Or you could take the savings and get yourself a turntable like the Audio-Technica AT LP60X, which is a fully automatic turntable, by the way, costing only $199, bringing the total system price to $1,500. Now, for those looking for a system that packs a little bit more bass with a livelier but still high-quality sound that gives music more presence, I recommend the Monitor Audio Bronze 100s at $725 for the pair. I love these speakers so much, primarily for their punchy 8-inch woofer that plays to below 40 hertz in room. And for some of you, the 100s are going to have that little extra kick one might typically associate with a subwoofer. The bass is controlled without being too boomy or worse, space rattling. For a sub-$1,000 speaker, they are very stylish and decor-friendly. Now, we could also swap out the monitor audio for a pair of SVS Ultra Evolution Nanos at $899. Like the Bronze 100s, the Nanos sound bigger and play deeper than their size and price suggests, while still giving critical listeners enough refinement top to bottom that they won't soon be dubbed as party speakers. But regardless of which speaker you choose to go with, I'm going to power them using the Sonos amp, which is an all-in-one integrated amplifier and streaming solution for $699. We have one and it works really well. With its 125 watts of Class D power and HDMI connectivity, this amp offers just a lot of flexibility. Not only will it drive both the monitor and SVS speakers, it should be powerful enough to transition with you if you ever want to upgrade your speakers down the road. Moreover, it has an excellent streaming music platform built in that you can easily expand upon elsewhere in your home, either by adding, say, more Sonos amps and speakers, or by just adding powered Sonos speakers, all of which you get to control via the Sonos app. The amp has a sub out, so you can add a subwoofer later on if you want even more bass for your music or movies, and that's not bad for around $1,400. But for those of you in the middle of your "I can't believe you'd recommend Sonos" comment, let's all just take a breath because I have an alternative for you if Sonos is persona non grata in your world. The new Eversolo Play all-inclusive streamer DAC integrated amplifier is currently for sale at $699, keeping your total cost around $1,400. Or you can go with the WIM amp at $300 and just save even more money. Now, one of the WIM's more recent updates added basic room correction, which I can confirm does work. And depending on your room, the WIM could even elevate your experience. If you go with the WIM though, skip the SVS speakers and instead get the Monitor Audio Bronze 100s. They're a better fit for the WIM. For those trying their best to do the math in your head, the WIM and Monitor Audio combo comes in at $1,025, leaving you a pretty nice chunk of change to put towards a CD player like this one from SMSL for $105 and a decent pair of stands like the Cantos we use. The stands are $299 for a grand system total of $1,429. Now, one word of caution, if you decide to go with one of these TI-based chip amps, it doesn't matter which one, there is a chance when pairing them with speakers whose impedance is too low. I'm talking, nominal impedances starting at 4 ohms and dipping lower. Think anything by Bowers and Wilkins, or you listen to more complex music and like to play your music on the louder side. You could run into some problems. I'll say this much, unlike the Eversolo or WIM, the Sonos amp doesn't run into power or headroom issues and is comfortable driving just a far wider range of loudspeakers. Of course, if you can stretch your budget, the $1,000 Marantz Model M1 is ready and waiting to take all of the aforementioned amps to church. Now, if you're someone who's looking for a bit more refinement, maybe you don't listen with the intent of waking your neighbors. You want a setup that looks good, it's easy to use, minimal, but also presents music in a way that is as enjoyable in the background as it is for more critical or appointment listening. I would consider Kef's new Q3 Metas at $900. Christy and I were very impressed with the new Q Meta line, so much so that in our review of the Q11 Meta, we felt Kef had almost bridged the gap between the Q and their costlier R Meta line, aside from obviously the speaker's finish and build quality, of course. The Q3 Metas are the larger of the two bookshelf speakers in the series, capable of playing down to near 40 Hz with Kef's textbook neutrality, which will make them great speakers for more genres of music and recording qualities. Now, the Kef speakers like a bit of amplifier power, so that means less expensive Class D amps like the WIM amp. They're not going to be an ideal pairing, so we're going to go with something just a little bit beefier. For this last system, I'm going with the 70-watt Denon PMA 600NE at $599. Now, I wanted to include the Yamaha AS501 in this mix, however, Denon gets the nod because it has enough power for the Kefs plus analog and digital inputs, aka a built-in DAC, as well as Bluetooth, meaning you can use apps like Spotify, Tidal, or whatever you prefer that's already installed on your phone as your source. Staying within the Denon family, Christy reminded me of their Seol amp, which includes a single slot CD player and HDMI on top of having HEO streaming built in, which is a great suggestion. However, the 50-watt Seol is currently priced at $649, which puts us over budget by $100. But in my opinion, that extra $100 sure does get you a lot. Now, the KEF PMA 600NE combo at $1499 is going to make for a smooth-sounding system, one that may feel too polite for some of you. If you want something just as classy, but that also offers, a little bit of sparkle or that sensation of even greater detail, for the same price as the KEFs, you could swap them out for the Bowers & Wilkins 607 S3. Both are comparable speakers, but oh boy, are they going to dish out a far different experience. If you decide you're a stickler for specs, the more neutral Q3s are probably going to be a little bit more your style. So there you have it. 3, maybe a few more than 3, basic but high-performing stereo setups, all under $1,500. And I'm not saying these are the only 3 systems available, and I'm also not saying that they're the best systems since, the creation of cheese from a can, but they are true hi-fi approved setups that will no doubt help you to decide if a bigger investment in the hobby is money well spent, or if an investment of just $1,500 or less is all that you need to reach hi-fi heaven. So that's it. That's my video. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of the systems I put together? And better yet, what systems would you assemble for $1,500 or less? Get them going down in the comments below, because these videos I find help a lot of people and spark some pretty interesting discussions. So can't wait to see what you guys come up with. In the meantime, remember, the only person who has to like the sound of your system is you. So happy listening, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.